one of my favorite videos or themed videos is the best of lists that people do. I love watching them. I love making them. So I decided to do a best finds of 2022 so far. So we reached halftime of the year, and if you've seen my videos, you know what I'm going to show you. Some of it, at least. I have to say, it was a hard. Some of these were hard to decide on showing. I wanted to show you my 10 favorite ones. Maybe not the best finds, maybe not the most valuable ones, or maybe not in some cases the best music. It's just like these are the ones that I really vibed with this past 6 months or whenever I got them. And there's going to be very little jazz in this video, and I don't know if I'm really into the sort of psych folk prog vibe right now, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see the final list in December or January, to see if I replaced some of these with jazz records instead, because I had a great year in the jazz crates also. But enough small talk, let's get into the best finds of 2022 so far, the 10 best ones. Cue music. I want to start off by saying that these are in no particular order. I think I'm going to do a sort of a top list when it comes to the end of the year. But in this halftime thing, I'm just going to show you 10 sort of random, except for the first one. The first one is the find of the year, and this is going to be on first place when it comes to the end of the year list. And it's Comus First Orderance, 1971. UK original on Dawn Records, unfortunately without the inner original in the sleeve, but in great shape. This has been highest on my want list for as long as I have started really collecting records and investing in records, if that even means anything. Comus First Orderance, one of the best freakish folk records ever recorded, and I am so glad to finally being able to add that original piece into the collection. Number one without any sort of doubt, and that's going to be number one at the end of the year, I'm positive. So moving on to another classic one that I'm not certain that I've shown this in a recent Vinyl Finds video. This is still in the crate for shelving, so maybe this will come up in a recent Vinyl Finds video later on, but I got it not too long ago. I know the music because this is iconic. November's NET they had in 1970. One of the sort of the biggest, let's label it as a heavy psych record in the history of Swedish music. They got known for early on starting singing in Swedish, when everyone else was copying like the British boom of the Beatles and Stones and stuff like that. Everyone was singing in English. They wanted to do it in the native language, so they sang in Swedish. But the music is also fantastic. My problem with November has always been that I have a hard time listening to this sort of music sung in Swedish, but you can't underestimate the historical importance of the record, and it's also, the music is fantastic. So the next one, we stay in Sweden, and I'm sorry to say, but this is actually the only jazz record that I'm going to show you. And it's not that I didn't have any luck in the sort of jazz crates this year. I found some fantastic jazz records. The Japanese version of Purple, for instance, original pressings of Horace Silver and Lee Morgan on Blue Note that I found in big collections that I got. It's just like, I don't know, when it comes to what I'm vibing to right now, these are the ones that came on top 10. But I couldn't do a top 10 list without showing this. Because when it comes to jazz in Sweden, this is top 3. I have to say, this is top 3. 1966, Börje Fredriksson, Interval. A pillar in the Swedish sort of jazz catalog, a masterpiece. And this, I mean, few times the rarity of a record is equal to how good the record is. The two doesn't need to go hand in hand. We know that. As collectors, we know that some stuff is super rare, very expensive, but not as good. and you can get them and you can skip them. It doesn't matter. When it comes to Intervall, it's super rare and it's one of the best records ever recorded, in my opinion, when it comes to Swedish jazz. So just the perfect sort of record for a vinyl nerd. Okay, so the next one. This is a fun find, in my opinion. One of the best finds this year, in my opinion. Frumpy's second record from 1972, I think. A dead first press, because this is the black version. They did some multicolored versions also that sounds worse, and they came after this. I got this for a steal, because, and you can do this, sometimes they only sort of do one grade. They do the record, and then on the cover they say like no cover or something like that. So there's only a grade for the record. But sometimes you can see through this when you read the description, and I did it with this one. So I contacted the guy and asked him how the record cover was, and he said that yeah, it's in good shape, just like the record. It's in VG++ or something like that, just like he said. So I grabbed it. I think that the reason why it was still on the page, I think it came out the same day, so I was fast. But the reason no one had jumped on it is because that most of the potential buyers thought that it was just a record, no cover. I've done this a few times where I could find those sort of nuggets, but they are far in between. So a great day in the sort of virtual crates, I guess. So, staying in Germany, and in 1972, from a collecting buddy of mine here in Sweden, I was able to buy his second copy of the first German press of Eggman Yazzi with Can. This is a stone cold classic, one of the most important krautrock records ever recorded, and it's super, super good. So, thank you so much for letting me have your second copy for a great price. I'm super glad that I was able to afford one. So thank you so much. And I have a hard time seeing that this the Eggman Yazzi won't be on the final list in December, January. It's gonna be a fun list to do then also. Okay, moving on. This is the Fort Mudge Memorial Dump from 1970 on Mercury Records. And of all the records I'm showing you today, this is the one that I have been playing the most. So music-wise, of all the records, this is the one that it refused to leave the turntable for the longest of time, and I've played it in my car. I have played it at work. There are a few songs on here that isn't, yeah, I'll say it, masterpieces. This is a perfect record, on par with anything that Jefferson Airplane did back in the day, and I have no idea why they only did one record. It's a mind bender, really. I don't know if Mercury didn't promote it or whatever, but this should be in everyone's collection as that collects rock vinyl. Seek it out. It's not the most valuable one in of the 10. It's not the most sort of hard to get of the 10 that I'm showing you today, but music quality wise, maybe one of the best. And I bought it for €5 because it had a little bit of a rip here. But I don't think that the store knew exactly what it had. And the same goes with this. I got this for €8 because I think that when the store owner did the research, he found the US version. And the US version, you can take away a 0 on that one. But the lettering is, I think, over here and stuff like that. The music, exactly the same. Fantastic singer-songwriter sort of music. It's a special record when it comes to the sort of Vertigo Swirl catalog, because in one way it doesn't seem really to fit. I don't know. But it's also, the UK version is also one of the most rare UK swirl versions, and I'm glad that this was it. I knew it right away when I saw it that this was the UK version, and for €8 it doesn't matter if it's a little bit ripped here and here. The vinyl is in fantastic condition with the original Vertigo inner sleeve and everything. €8. 1972. This is a record that 1972 is the year for me, I guess. This is a record that every collector of this kind of music has in their collection. Everyone has a first pressing of this, except for me. But now I can title myself a owner of this one. Not the best shape of the record cover. It's a little bit ring weared and stuff like that. But just adds to the charm. Let's say that at least. The record is in fantastic condition. Sounds great. And finally I have a copy of Jericho's. This is heavy blues stuff. Shit. Definitely top 10. Another one that I don't think I've shown yet, but so this is probably going to come up in a recent Vinyl Finds video somewhere down the line before I shelve it. This is Baris Manco's 2023, the second press of this Turkish psychedelic wizard disco god. I don't know how to label it otherwise. The record and cover have seen better days. Let's just put it like that. But I got it for a fraction of what it goes for otherwise. It's a mind bender of a record, and I hope to find a better copy down the line. This is a playable copy. Let's just say that. And the music, yeah, Turkish space rock maybe. And last but not least is the Velvet Underground and Nico, second or third German press with an intact banana from 1968. Iconic record cover that goes way beyond the vinyl medium in my opinion. And finally, unpeeled banana in my collection. I still get goosebumps when I see this. I have it on my small holy moly wall at home, and every time I see it I get goosebumps. It's just such an iconic record. So that's it. That's my top 10 so far. Please let me know if you have seen my videos, if there was anything that you thought would be on this list. And yeah, let's hear what your best finds of the year is up till now. Just write in the comments and we all can read and vibe with each other. And yeah, talk to you in my next video. Have a great day, everyone.